Robert Jordan's The Well of Time, Eye of the World, Part 14. This will do. Bring the horse inside, find a room in the back. Tease us a stable. Move, farm boys. This village isn't the green one. Inside. Matt, are you going to take care of your horse? Nobody's going to do for it. What? I was just thinking about what happened back there, about those words Well, you heard what Moraine said. It's as if some dead man was speaking with my mouth. I don't like it. Maybe your Amon come back again. The one you're going on about. How Dolemon's feel is. I think you would like that. Being a king and a hero reborn. Don't say that. This is dangerous. Talk, stupid talk. The dead can be reborn or take a living body. And it is not something to speak of lightly. The old blood, she said. The blood, not a dead man. I heard that it can happen sometimes. Hurt. But I never really thought it was your roots, boy. A line running you to your father, to your grandfather, right to back to Manhattan, and maybe beyond. Well, now, you know your family is old. You ought to let it go at that and be glad. I suppose I should only... Do you think it has anything to do with what's happening to us? The Trollocs and all? I mean, oh... I don't know what I mean. I think you ought to forget about it and concentrate on get it out of here safely. And I think I'm going to have a smoke. We are all in this together, Matt. Not just one of us. Right. Well, speaking of being in things together, now that we're done with the horses, why don't we go see a little more of the city? Our city and no crowds to jostle your elbow or poke you in the ribs. There's still an hour, maybe two of daylight left. Aren't you forgetting the Trollocs? Lance said they wouldn't come in here, remember? You need to listen to what people say. I remember, and I do listen. This city, Aridor, was an ally of Manhattan. See? Aridor must have been the greatest city in the Trolloc Wars for the Trolloc to still be afraid of it. I think we should ask Moraine. Ask Moraine. You think she'll let us out of her sight? And what about Nynaeve? blood and ashes, Perrin. Why not ask Mistress Luan while you're about it? What about you? A real city with palaces? And no white cloaks to stare at us. Alright. We're going to say anything, we had better get on with it. There isn't much daylight left. But wanted to see everything, it seemed, and he pulled the others along with his enthusiasm. They climbed over dusty fountains with basins wide enough to hold everyone in Emonsfield. They wandered in and out of structures chosen at random, but always the biggest they could find. Some they understood and some not. A palace was plainly a palace, but what was a huge building that was one round, white dome as big as a hill outside and one monstrous room inside? I grew impatient when they found nothing but dust. Horrible, or colorless rags of wall hanging that crumbled at the torch. Ground as the buildings were final, even Matt tired and remembered that he had only had an hour's sleep the night before. Everyone began to remember. Sleep. That's all I want. You can sleep anytime. Look at where we are, a ruined city. Treasure! There isn't any treasure here. There isn't anything but dust. It's getting late, Matt. It'll be dark soon. There could be treasure. Anyway, I want to climb one of the towers. Look at that one over there. It's whole. I'll bet you could see for miles from up here. What do you say? The towers are not safe. Who are you? What are you doing here? We thought the city was empty. I am more that. I could ask the same question of you. There has been no one in Aridor for a long time. A long time. I would not have thought to find 3 young men wandering its streets. We're on our way to Camelin. We stopped to take shelter for the night. Shelter for the night, you say. Perhaps you will join me? You still haven't said what you're doing here. Why, I'm a treasure hunter, of course. Have you found any? More than expected. More than I can carry away. But I never ever expected to find 3 strong, hearty men. Young men. If you will help me move what I can take back to where my horses are, you might each have a share of the rest. As much as you can carry. I told you there must be a treasure in this place. We'll help you carry it. Just take us to it. We can't leave him. Come. I will show you the treasure. Just ahead. The end of the corridor. It's awfully dark down there. Yes, yes, there are lights below. Come, come, come. Oh. Sacks. We'll need sacks to carry all of this. We can't carry it all. Not now. It's almost dark. Tomorrow. Then Moraine and Lan will understand when we show them this. You're not alone. Who else is with you? Moraine and Lan, then there's Nynaeve and Anguim and Tom. He's a Gleeman. We are going to Tar Valon. Tar Valon? Tar Valon! You say we're going to this Camelin. You lied to me. If you still want, we'll come back tomorrow and help you. If you want. No, that is. Take what you want. Except. Wait, something isn't right. You don't have a shadow? So it's decided. Like a balloon, more that swelled, distorted, head pressed against the ceiling, filling the room, cutting off escape. He reached out with hands big enough to engulf a man's head. With a yell, Rand leaped back, his feet tangled in gold chain, and he crashed to the floor. The wind knocked out of him. Suddenly, an agonizing scream shivered in Rand's ears. Almost sobbing, Rand managed to inhale at last, just as he got the sword out of its sheath. Cautiously, he got to his feet, wondering which of his friends had given that scream. The giant was gone. He tricked us. It was some kind of trick. They saw something move in the shadow left by torches. It was Mordet. Harder to step into the farthest corner as he could get. You are dead. Are dead. You are dead. Let's get out of here. But it's just, I don't want anything of this. All of the shadows on the way back to the white stone building had looked like Mordet, reaching for them. Thousands of staring eyes seemed to watch them as they walked their way down the middle of the street. And when they did finally reach the encampment, they had Nynaeve to deal with. You wool-headed witlings, why under the light did you run off like that. Are you alright? Have you no sense at all? Lan is out looking for you now, and you'll be luckier than you deserve if he does not pound some sense into the lot of you when he gets back. You should not have done what you did. We will speak of it later. Something happened out there, or you will not be falling all over one another like this. Tell me. You said it was safe. You said Aridor was an ally of Mandarin and Trollocs wouldn't come into the city and... Trollocs? Did you see Trollocs inside the walls? Not Trollocs. All three began talking excitably at the same time, each beginning a different pace. Matt started with finding the treasure, almost as if he had done it alone, while Perrin explained why they had gone off alone without telling anyone. Ron jumped trying to what he thought was most important, meeting the stranger among the columns. But they were all so excited that nobody did anything in order. It happened. It made the whole take close to incoherent, but the fear came true. Marine eyes showed concern, but not an undue amount until... Mordred? Are you sure of that name? Be very sure of all of you. Mordred? Yes. He touched you? Did he give you anything, or did you do anything from him? I must know. No, none of us. None of those things. All he did was try to kill us. Isn't that enough? Safe, you said. All the talk about Trollocs not coming here, what we were supposed to think? Apparently didn't think at all. Anyone who thinks should be wary of the place that Trollocs are afraid to enter. Matt's doing. He's always talking some mischief or another, and the others, what little wits they were born with when they're around him. Late in the Trolloc Wars, army camped within those ruins. Trollocs, Darkfins, Medrar, Dreadlords, thousands, When they did not come out, scouts were sent inside the wall. The scouts found weapons, bits of armor, and blood splattered everywhere, and the messages scattered on the walls in the Trolloc tongue, calling on the Dark One to aid them in the last hour. Azor. Men who came later found no trace of the bloods or the messages. They had been scored away. Halfmen and Trollocs, remember still, that is what keeps them outside this place. And this is where he picked for us to hide? We'd be safer out there, trying to outrun them. If you had not gone running off, you would know that I set wards around this building Amadral would not even know the swords were there, for it's a different kind of evil they are meant to stop, but what resides in Shadow Logot will not cross them or even come too near. In the morning it will be safe for us to go. Those things cannot stand the light of the sun. Shadow Logot? I thought said this city was called Aridor. Once it was called Aridor in the days when Thorin and the Thorin Alban was king of the Manetheren. King of Aridon was Beowulf, Mayen, Balwen, Ironhand. In a twilight of despair, during the Trolloc Wars, when it seems the father of lies must surely conquer, the man called Mordred came to Beowulf's court. The same man? It couldn't be. Could it? Before Mordred had been long in the city and had Balwen's ear, and Aridon began to change. The story is too long to tell in full and too grim. Only fragments are known even in Tar Valon. How Thorin's son Car came to Arindor, and Balwen sat his throne and twittered, shone with the light of madness in his eyes, laughing while Mordred smiled at his side and ordered the deaths of Car and the embassy as friends of the dark. How Prince Car came to be called Car, one hand, how he escaped the dungeons of Aridor and he fled alone to the borderlands. With the murdered natural assassins at his heels, how there he met Rhea, who did not know who he was, and married her and set the skein in the pattern that led to his death at her hands, and hers by her own hand before his tomb and the fall of the Alet Lorien. How the armies of Manetheren came to avenge Car and found the gates of Arindor torn down. No living thing inside the walls, but something worse than that. No enemy come to Arindor but Arindor. Suspicion and hate had given birth to something that fit on that which had created it. Something lurked in the backdrop on which the city stood. Mashadar waits still, hungering. Men spoke of Arindor no more. They name it Shadow Logot, the place where the shadow waits. Mordred alone was not consumed by Mashadar, but he was snared by it, and he too has waited within those walls through the long centuries. Others have seen him. Some he has influenced through gifts that twist the mind and taint the spirit. If he ever convinces someone to accompany him to the walls, to the boundary of the Mashador's power, he will be able to consume the soul of the person, more that will live, wearing the body of the one he was, than killed. To wreak his evil on the world again, the treasure. Oh, the treasure! He wanted us to help carry the treasure to his horses. I bet they were supposed to be outside the city somewhere. But we are safe now, aren't we? He didn't give us anything. And he didn't touch us. We're safe, aren't we? With the words you said? We are safe. He cannot cross the wards lines, nor can any other denizen of this place, and they must hide from sunlight, so we can live safely once it's day. Now try to sleep. The wards will protect us until Lan returns later. Everyone but Rand was still asleep, thought not out soundly, and there was no sign of Lan. Suddenly the warden trotted silently out of the darkness into the room. Moraine came awake and sat up as if he had rung a bell. There are Trollocs inside the walls. They will be here in a little more than an hour. How many? Do they know we are here? I don't know. I don't think they do. There are well over 100 frightened enough to kill anything that moves, including each other. The half-men are having to drive them for just to handle one fist, and even the murderer seems to want out as quickly as possible. If they were not heading straight for us, I'd say we had nothing to worry about. Is there something else? Only this. The murderer forced the Trollocs into the city. What forced the murderer? The Dark One? Don't be a fool, girl. The Dark One is bound in Shire by the Creator. For the time being, at least. No, the Father of Lies is not out there, but we must live in any case, or stay here and face the Trollocs. What if there are more Trollocs outside the walls? What are we going to do? We'll make for the river. There, with our backs guarded by the water, I can raise a smaller ward that will hold the Trollocs and half-men back until we can make rafts and cross over, or better yet, we might even be able to hail a trader's boat coming down from Saldia. Trollocs and murderers load deep water. Trollocs are terrified of it, and neither can swim. So once we get across the river, we're safe? Yes, but we're not across the river yet.